Hey guys, just food for thought. I've been thinking about Marilyn Monroe after I did that reading, and I did look at a lot of other stuff. I was able to confirm what so many people have confirmed about their relationship with her and those Kennedy brothers. But this is what I want to share today. When I think about it, Marilyn Monroe was known for the sex symbol of the world, one of the most beautiful, iconic in fashion, beauty. But when you think about it, when you observe, she didn't have no BBL. She wasn't a big woman at all. In fact, they say that when she started modeling, that she was only from a size 6 to 8. That's the only big that she got. So really, some of those photos I saw, she didn't even have no body fat at all, So she wasn't a big woman. So that tells me that beauty, which we already know, is only skin deep, they say. But scriptures say true beauty radiates from the inside outward. And that's the beauty that we truly saw in Marilyn. We saw her true beauty, all that bubbly personality, all that, that excitement. That truly was her, because once she got on stage and them lights and the cameras and all that, she did come alive, because as a little girl, that's all she ever wanted to do, be a big movie star. However, once she got there, those wolves, them predators, it was not what she thought. She grew up in a life of orphanage, a life of mental, clinical, all around, mama, grandpa. When you go back and research it, all her immediate family members were mentally ill. So, by blood, what do you think that she was gonna maybe do? It's in her blood. I'm talking about a lot of it. And for her to be as sane as she was, that was good. She did good. She was a genius. Some say her IQ was 140, some say 160. That's high. So that tell me she wasn't no dummy. What she did, she took her gift and she maximized it, because she knew what she was doing, what she wanted to do. However, in Hollywood, you just not gonna do that. I don't think it's been nobody that's been able to really just do what they want to do, even in their craft, in their business. You know why? Because once you get there, they gonna tweak it, they gonna change it to meet their agenda, or the people, or whatever they think the people want, or whatever agenda they trying to push, they gonna change it. So I don't think nobody really been able to be themselves in Hollywood. Come on, let's tell the truth. It's 2023. Why do we want to keep continuing with something we know that is not what it's saying? If you didn't know it, you ought to know it now. But this is the most important thing that I have gleaned from this whole thing. How we can learn more from Marilyn, her beauty, and that the world talking about that. Since it's been 60 years and it's going strong, and it don't look like it's slowing down no time soon. It's so many movies been wrote off this woman, so many makeup ideas. So many people have wanted to be her. So many people have duplicated, emulated. So many people. So tell me somebody can leave a spirit in the earth like that so many people want to duplicate, just be like, that went through so much in her childhood, all through her adolescence, then she became a star regardless, in spite of all that. Then she was taking advantage of the people that prostituted, made money off of her. That's what it was. It was more tragic than we even know. It's not even about the men. It's about every man look like to me. Every man that came across her path from the time that she was born to the time she died. That's what it looked like to me. So now, I believe now that we can start learning something more from Marilyn instead of the beauty tips. I think we need to start learning about mental health care and how not only her, but we focusing on her, how a baby girl, when a baby girl come into the earth and there's no one to love and touch and hug and speak and tell her that she's beautiful. From what I'm gathering, she didn't have no mama. She did, but she was crazy, wasn't there, ended up in the mental institution. So that's no mama. Then she didn't have no daddy, no sisters, no brothers. So that means no aunties, no uncles, no grandpa, no grandma. So what was she supposed to do when it comes to love and nurture, survival and care? What was she supposed to do? Just a little bitty girl. You go back and you see when she started being traced around from house to house. I don't know how she made it long as she did. But I believe now in the 21st century that we can begin to learn more from this young, beautiful woman that will remain beautiful for all time. You know why? Because she passed when she was in her beauty. She passed right then. She passed when she was her most beautiful. She passed then. So she will remain forever young. Okay? That's her energy. That's her energy was taken right there. It wasn't able to grow old. So that's why her energy will forever remain young. That's why. Okay? But I think we can begin to learn more about Marilyn in 2023 than how beautiful she was, her lipstick and her eyeshadows and her blonde hair and her iconic outfits. I think we can begin to learn more because when you look behind the story, how can you not care? Huh? How can you not care? How can you just sweep all that up under the rug and not deal with that, but focus on the outward appearance? But that's what's wrong with this world today. We focus on the outward appearance, but on the inside, sometimes our inside is full of dead men bones. The Bible say like dead men bones. You look that up, okay? Because you can be looking so gorgeous from head to toe and be torn up from the floor up on the inside. So I want us to think about that. We can learn a lot in 2023, not from only Marilyn, but go back. I think we need to go back and pull a whole lot of them and learn from the mistakes, learn from what happened to them, learn how their life was train wrecked, learn how they was taken advantage of, learn it and stop talking about it so lightly because we see what happened at the end tragically. So that means that we get to start taking things more serious. That's what it means to me. I had to share that today. Because even when you look back in times past, in my fashion line, It's based on not Marilyn Monroe, but in times past, like Marilyn Monroe, and I even said Jackie Onassis, not even knowing that they were rivals. I had no idea knowing that, but you better go back and search the record, baby, because they said Marilyn called the White House and her and Jackie had a conversation. So you better go back and check the record, baby. My fashion is not based on them. My fashion go all the way back to Egyptian. Everything came out of that. Everybody want to copy Cleopatra. Come on, somebody. Everybody want to copy her. This go way back, way back. If we want to learn, we can go way back. Let's stop looking at the outside of a beautiful woman, and let's start focusing on, can we, if we want to learn and grow, if we want our baby girls and our nieces and our sisters, if we want them to be beautiful on the outside and not be torn all up on the inside, then Marilyn, I think, is a very, 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 very good example of that. Very good, okay? I want to start learning. Myself, and I had no idea about this story. I knew nothing about it. All I knew about it is she was gorgeous like everybody else. But I tell you, this is one thing. This is real. This is true. In my life, I have found, and anybody that know me, all y'all that knows me, you know I always had a life in the Lord. You know I always talked about nothing but God. You know that. You know I always was in church somewhere, singing somewhere, in the choir, praise team, some group. You know that about me. Choir girl. I would call myself the choir girl. But even with what all I know, myself at one time, I can say it myself. I can sit here and say it myself and be a living witness that I was just as torn up on the inside for years, walking around looking good, hair on point, makeup on point, fingertips, come on, clothes, shoes. Come on, somebody. Driving new cars, living in nice places. Come on. I was around some good people sometime. But I was tore up. I was ate up on the inside. Ate up on the inside. I couldn't share that. We weren't talking about that. And guess what? When the men came into my life, guess what? If they ever got close to me, they saw the brokenness. They saw it because I shared it with them, of course. And guess what? Same thing, just like Marilyn. Guess what? They took advantage of me. Come on. This is that situation with Marilyn, Jackie, and JFK allegedly is one of the most entanglement stories that I ever heard. Jada wasn't entangled. This a real entanglement right here. A real one. Lord have mercy. And it created history. Come on, somebody. This is still going on. They don't even talk about that man no more as the president of the United States. You know what they talk about now? A legacy that's surrounding his name, murder, connected to this woman. They don't even talk about him as no president no more. My God. You see that? He not even remember from being the president of the United States something good. He not even remember for that. He's remembered for being connected to this movie star, mob ties, womanizing. Oh my God. And who in the world thought he would be a good candidate to run this whole country? Who thought that? Goes to show me what's behind the scenes, period. That's what it tells me. Because if you morally anybody thought this man was worth anything to run for anybody, be it over anybody, I don't know who you are. I just had to share that today. Mental health care It's been one of the most neglected things, especially in the United States of America. Other countries even talk about it, okay? This is real. And in Hollywood, they seem to give a lot of examples. You know why? Because their life is on display. That's why. They become big stars, but guess what? They got a life too. And then they got to try to balance and cope with that and the pressures that come along with trying to perform and make it to your engagements, interviews. Somebody girl, I don't know how she did it. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to close with that. I don't know how baby girl survived long as she did. She was 34 when she passed. I was 34 when I had my last child. Okay. I don't know how she did it. All alone, all by herself. But then I do know. I really do know. Because I'm one of them same kind of little girl. Same little kind of girl. But guess what? God didn't allow me to go through all that. You know why? Because he wanted me to be able to sit here like I'm sitting right now and break this story down and not talk about a beauty, but talk about something that we really need to learn out of this. And I don't think you need no lipstick tip no more. I don't think you need to know about no eyelashes and none of that blonde hair when it comes to Marilyn. I think you need to look a bit deeper. That's what I think we need to do in 2023. So I just stopped by to give y'all that. Thank you so much.